Alright, looks like we're live. Still don't like this new studio, YouTube studio, because I hit go live on my OBS and it takes like what feels like about 40 seconds to hit so I can hit go live, and then it like has the previous 40 seconds up. So anyway, what's up, everybody? Terminator Juice, and welcome to A Juice Opinions. So you got a couple people in here. I'm doing a full screen webcam. Just figured I didn't want to set the green screen up. I had taken it down, and it doesn't take long. But you know what? I just figured go old school and just talk like I used to, without stuff going on the screen to distract you. And yeah, and let's talk about some Super Smash Brothers DLC, Fighter Pass. Is it Byleth? I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. I got some thoughts on that. I want to talk about from somebody who wasn't overall, didn't feel any of the the characters were all that exciting. Banjo was probably the most exciting. So coming from that perspective, but before I get in, we'll get some people in here. I'll start talking about another topic, and that is supposedly, what's up, Renee? Supposedly, Horizon Zero Dawn is heading to PC, and some Sony fans are pretty upset about it. So I'm going to talk about that, about really where I stand on in this day and age, now that I'm 41 years old, where I really stand on exclusive games going to PC and stuff like that. It's just gonna be There's gonna be a transition period, and I think us old school gamers are gonna feel a little bit out of place. I think coming this next generation, with some of the strategies these companies are gonna use to try to make as much money as possible. And I think with Microsoft did with Game Pass, the streaming service, well, not streaming service, that a monthly fee that you pay, and you get from a select number of games, a growing selection of games. You get to download them and play them as long as you have Game Pass. Sony's probably going to try to do something like that. And then Microsoft also had that, this generation decided to try to push all their first party games day and date on PC, and now on Game Pass. And I don't know. Can't really pinpoint, just like with the Wii U, can't really pinpoint just one thing for the Xbox One's, sales numbers, and how it was more than 2-1. PS4 outsold the Xbox One. The Switch has already outsold the Xbox One. You could look back at the launch. It was $500. It was slightly less powerful than the PS4, and it was $100 more. And there was the whole debacle about being able to trade games and all that. And Microsoft's plan was Connect was going to be the main part, the biggest. It was built into the Xbox One OS and all that, and always online, which is pretty much happened anyway. But it just happened more slowly. It's like, what do they say? You throw a frog into a hot water, it'll jump out. But if you put it in cool water and slowly heat it up, it'll just stay in there and boil to death. I think that's what happened with DRM. People, when they first mentioned it, people freaked out, but then they just said, "Oh, we won't do that." But then they just slowly been kind of doing that. But a lot of things happen, and it just there's my kitty, and whatever. Who knows what would have happened if the Xbox One would have done better? Would they have Microsoft had tried to push everything on Windows 10 and try to do day and date on PC and then Game Pass? Who knows? But like, I'm at the point now where, and I used to be all about debating, like, oh, I don't want that trash game on my console, or I don't want this game like Resident Evil 4, like, oh no, why is that going to PlayStation? It says only for GameCube on the box. Like, how dares Capcom bring that game to the PS2 type of stuff? And yeah, I talk about Wii U ports all the time, but that's just because Nintendo is taking old games and selling them full price. That's my biggest point of contention there. And the fact that we haven't got new games in these series 5, 6, 4 to 6 years later. That's why I've pretty much been so against the Wii U ports. But, I don't really care at this point. So I'll get into specifically Horizon Zero Dawn. So I have the game. I bought it in 2017. It was when ARMS came out. I think it was June. Picked it up. And, yeah, I'll get to the Smash DLC after this. But yeah, I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. It's an okay game. It's not terrible. Played through it probably about 25 hours maybe. It's a beautiful game. It has actually really good art direction, art style. It's going for realism, but also like colors are oversaturated. It's got a really nice look to it, particle effects and stuff, and it's a decent game. There's side quests are, in my opinion, were pretty boring. All the voice acting was pretty bad, and the facial animations during the cutscenes were pretty awkward and stuff. But not a bad game whatsoever. I'll probably never play it again. But I turned it on when I got my PS4 Pro and my 4K TV just to see how it looked, and I was like, yeah, I'll try one side quest, and it was a really late, like high level one, and I probably tried about 10 times and died at the final part of it, and I was like, it's not bad. It's got a good foundation. There's just a lot of shortcomings. But anyway, even if I loved the game, so the rumor is, or leaked info saying that Horizon Zero Dawn's coming to PC, whether that's Steam or Epic, I'm not sure. But I listened to Next Gen 720's podcast, which if you're gonna you gotta have a certain mindset as a Nintendo fan to go listen to those guys. But I do like to hear the other side of gaming, because to them it's just Sony and Microsoft. They rarely even mention Nintendo, like they're not even part of the equation. And they had some Sony fans on there, and this guy was just one person in particular was so like butthurt about the thought of a 3-year-old PS4 exclusive coming to PC, and somehow that's going to diminish his precious PS4, and it's just a terrible decision, and this and this. And I'm thinking, the game's run its course. It's not like it's a brand new game, but even if it was, like Death Stranding's coming to PC this year, like 6 months or so after it came out on PS4, and it's like, who cares? Like, I guess the only way I could see it being a problem is if it gets, like, let's say The Last of Us Part 2, they delayed it to May, and they're like, oh well, the delay was so we could make the PC version launch day and date, or the PC version's coming out first, PS4 version coming out second. That I could see being mad about. But this game that you've played, you own, and whether you like it or not, whether you love it, it's your game of the decade or whatever, what difference does it make that it's coming to PC? Like, who fucking cares? Like, I don't have that type of, I guess it's not loyalty, but that type of fanboyishness in me anymore, to the point, and I know some people might even turn off the stream after I say this. I really could care less if Breath of the Wild got released on Steam. Like, if Nintendo just announced that, yeah, we're bringing Breath of the Wild to Steam this summer, I don't care. Like, this, to me, the PC is just such a separate thing, and it's been 3 years. Like, at this point, I don't care. The only time I care, like I said, if they delayed a game so it could launch on PC at the same time, or if it came out on PC first, and then the fan base had to wait for the game. Like, if Breath of the Wild 2, they said, all right, Nintendo's got a new strategy, we're bringing games to PC via Steam, worked out a deal with Epic, and these games are going to launch on PC at some point, maybe even within the same year. Does that really affect you? I mean, if you have a Switch and you can just buy it, like I don't see at this point, like I said, at this point in my life, I just don't care about that stuff anymore, and it's been slowly happening over the last couple of years. Like I just don't care anymore. Like would I buy the Switch version over the PC version? It's debatable because I don't love to just sit down on my PC and game. So for that reason, I'd probably still buy it on the Switch, but it has nothing to do with, oh, I got to play a Nintendo game on a Nintendo system. I just don't care about that stuff anymore. Um, I'm to the point, like, when it even comes to, like, third party games, I'd rather not have to have an Xbox One or Xbox or PS PlayStation to play games like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 remake, Control, um, not that I love Devil May Cry, but games along those lines. Even Doom Eternal, yeah, it's coming to Switch, but to me, even though I did play the Switch version of the first game quite a bit, it's I was very curious about what a game would look like of that caliber on the Switch. So I picked it up. I think I paid like $38 on launch day. I got it on sale and had my discount and had a gift card and stuff. And yeah, I played a lot of it on there, but given the choice, um, I'll play it on PC or PS4 Pro, Doom Eternal anyway. And I'm to the point where I'd love it if Nintendo system had those games like Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake that I just mentioned, and then I probably wouldn't have to probably wouldn't have a PlayStation 4 right now. It's like I'm to the point where yeah, it's nice to have all the options because right now you still need them to play all the games that I want to play. I got to have all the platforms, but if Nintendo, like let's say the Switch 2 comes out and it's on par with whatever PS5 is and stuff, and I'm like, and you get all the third parties, and to me that's not a negative. That just saves me having to buy another console until there's a game that's an absolute must have. But whatever, I don't have that kind of loyalty to the box anymore. And it might be crazy, you guys might be thinking I'm crazy, but like Mario Odyssey announced for Steam, I don't care. I mean, the game's been out. I played it. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt. I don't care about Switch sales as far as, oh my God, people are going to buy it on Steam. Now that's one less reason to buy a Switch. I don't care about that stuff anymore. Yeah, I like to, when I see the Switch sales, it's impressive as hell what they've done and what the turnaround Nintendo's had after Wii U. I don't care. And see you later, Renee. I don't care about that stuff anymore. I just don't anymore. I don't know what else to say about it. So the fact that Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC has people like Sony fans just so butthurt. I don't understand it actually. Last of Us Part 2, if it was coming day and date on Steam and PS4, to me, I'm really looking forward to that game. I just don't care. I'll buy the PS4 version because I have a Pro. I have a nice TV that I like to play it on with good 5.1 surround sound. I'll still play it on that. I don't see how it affects the person who loves to have their console and is going to buy it day one, PS5, Xbox Series X. You're going to buy those things day one. Who cares if somebody has a PC can play that game and they don't have to buy a PlayStation 5? What difference does it make to you that somebody chose to buy a game on PC? I don't understand this stuff. I feel really out of touch, and I know that's probably more extreme, like really extreme fanboys think like that, and more the casual gamers and the mass market gamers don't care about. But at the same time, PC gaming games like that don't really do huge numbers on PC anyway. So it's like there's so many reasons why it shouldn't even matter. And I know there's people that watch me that are friends of mine who would just think it's blasphemy for like a main first party Nintendo game to appear on PC. So I know that's a bit of a controversial probably opinion, But let me know what you guys think. I mean, does it really matter to you? You've already bought your Switch. Let's say you have a PC or you don't have a PC. I mean, does it matter to you if Mario Odyssey 2 launched on Switch and then it came out later on PC? I mean, does it really affect you? Maybe you could be worried about the future of Nintendo consoles, and in that regard, I guess I could see that. But even at the same time, I used to really get mad and or laugh at people who are like, "Oh, Nintendo should just go third party," and I'm like, "Why?" They make money on their hardware. They make unique and interesting hardware, and I would have just never thought that. But at this point, I just really don't care what device I'm playing a game on, as long as it's not a cell phone, because I just want a controller, and I want to be sitting in my living room playing on my nice TV. Like, if it was on a PlayStation 5, I don't care. If it was on a Nintendo console and I'm playing uh, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Ori and the Will of the Wisps or Forza on a Nintendo, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, it's just weird. I've just kind of really had this realization. It's been kind of a hard thing to accept over time. If I could just have one box and play all Sony's exclusives that I want, or Microsoft's, yeah, obviously that's not going to happen. But I'm saying I would be happy with that. Like, to me, that's fine. I don't have that loyalty to a piece of plastic box like I used to. Like, I just don't care. Yeah, we're getting DLC instead of Kid Icarus Uprising 2. Yeah, I don't want any more Smash characters. This is going to be the unpopular opinion, probably juice opinions, but I don't think we need any more characters. There's already enough characters. It's hard to choose. And you find your mains, and you get these new characters. You use them a few times every once in a while, but you still go back to your mains. Yeah, you might find a new main with a Terry Bogard or a hero. You might find a new main, but most people, they already have their mains, and they're not gonna just switch over to these new characters. So let's get into the Smash Brothers DLC. We just had the fifth character revealed. I was at work, so I wasn't gonna do a live reaction. A lot of reactions to it, and I'll just start off by saying, Byleth. Is that how you say it? I haven't looked. I haven't played the game. Um, is As far as exciting characters go, it's a he she. It's a multi. You can pick male or female. So I'll just for the remainder, I'll just refer to Byleth as she, because that's the version that I'm gonna play as. Just like with Robin, I always play the female Robin and Corn. So I would say Banjo gave me the most like excitement, and then I think they're probably all about the rest are probably all about the same. I say Joker moved the needle 0% or -10, whereas Hero, I knew who Hero was, moved the needle about a 1 out of 100. Terry Bogard was leaked. I honestly, I said this before. I don't think I would have known his name if somebody didn't say it before the reveal. That needle probably would have moved a 1 or 2 when they showed some of the old like SNK characters. It's just because it was retro and it was kind of done cool. Banjo for me was probably, and I'm not a huge Banjo fan, but I just thought it was a really cool thing that Nintendo and Microsoft worked it out. I would probably put Banjo probably at like a 70 out of 100, and then Byleth was another 0 to 1 out of 100. It just didn't move the needle whatsoever. As far as excitement, as far as hype, that's where Byleth lands for me. And that being said, I think she looks like probably the best character out of the 5 as far as moves, designs, wise, the move sets, the different weapons. It's not just a standard sword character. It's not a clone another clone of Marth or Ike or somebody. So I think her moveset looks amazing. I can't wait to play as her. Probably the most excited to play as character, I'm the most excited to play as her based on what I saw out of the 5. I guess Banjo would be next. And then when I saw Hero's moveset, I was like, holy shit, like there's a lot to that. I can't wait to try that out. And then it would be Terry Bogard and Joker would be last. So that's where I stand on the character. Didn't move the needle for excitement, but looks like probably the best character out of the 5. I really do like the most of the Fire Emblem characters. I love having a counter. Corrin was a great addition. I had no idea who Corrin was. That announcement was just as non-exciting as Byleth, and but I really love Corrin. I like Robin. Didn't know who Lucina was. She's just a clone of Marth, but so a lot of these characters don't have that excitement factor for me. But don't judge a character till you play the character. All the excitement around like Simon, and he's not that great to play as, and you don't see a lot of people use him. At least I don't play a lot online, so I don't think I played against a random yet. But all that hype turned into what? All that King K. Rool hype turned into what? How often do you play as these characters? That's kind of where I'm looking at. But let's get into the controversy of people complaining. It's another Fire Emblem character. It's another sword character. And like someone pointed out, people complain because Byleth's another sword character, but these same person wanted Dante in Smash. What do you think Dante's going to be using? A fucking sword and some guns, What was the other one that's a sword character people were asking for and would have been a sword character? Fuck. I know Rex is one, but so I didn't write anything down, so I'm just going off the top of my head. The first thing I want to say, the very first thing, to start off this part with, if you bought the Fighter Pass before or when, I forget when it was announced they were doing it. Was it when they revealed Joker or right before? Did people buy it without knowing Joker? I can't remember if that was a thing, because Joker was announced like the day the game came out. So you seen Joker. Maybe you're a huge Persona 5 fan and you're just like, oh man, this is great. I'm buying the Fighter Pass. If this is where they're starting, I can't wait to see what else they do. And you're upset by Hero or Banjo or Terry and Byleth or more or a couple of them or all of them. The only person you have to blame is yourself. And that's just fact. That's not subjective, that's objective. You paid for something without knowing what was coming, and it's almost like gambling. It's almost like the roulette wheel or doing the loot box or loot crate, whatever that service is, where you pay them money and they just send you stuff, and most of the time it's really lame. Every once in a while you get something cool. Or if you ever bought Pokemon cards or sports cards and hoping to get that really rare one, and you didn't, you took a chance, and I'm sorry you're disappointed, but you can't blame Sakurai because he didn't deliver the other 4 or 5 characters, the dream characters you had in your mind. You paid up front. You should know, buyers beware, that there was a chance. I saw Joker and I'm like, there's no way I'm buying the Fighter Pass. Like, if that's the type of characters we're getting, there's no way I'm buying the Fighter Pass. Now, if it would have started off with like Lara Croft, I'm like, oh shit, this is what we're getting. I'm buying the Fighter Pass. And then the next 4 were Hero and Joker. I'd be disappointed, but I'd be mad at myself. I'm not gonna blame Sakurai because I bought something. I basically blind bought DLC without knowing what it was. That's on you. Be mad at yourself for doing it. Don't be mad at Sakurai. I see someone tweeting some mean ass shit. I see fans crying on Twitter in the Smash community looking like a bunch of spoiled fucking kids, some brats who didn't get what they wanted. Mommy, I want this toy. Like, that's the kind of people I see when I see these comments. That's the type of people I think of. I mean, how entitled are you? Like, we already have what, 80 characters in this game. Almost every major like legacy character is represented from third party to first party. Obviously, there's first party Sony and Microsoft characters. You're never gonna see. Sorry for those people that think Master Chief has a chance to come. No fucking way. Um, so because you had these expectations and Sakurai didn't give you what you wanted, well, be mad at yourself. You spent that money not knowing what the characters were going to be. It's on you. Be mad at yourself. You can be disappointed in the character selection, but you gotta be mad at yourself if you bought that shit based on Joker. So that's my stance on that. Um, People complaining it's another Fire Emblem character. It's a first party IP. Like, somebody please, if I don't, no one's accused me of this, but I have never once complained about a first party character being revealed for Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate. Never once. I might have said, that's not exciting, or I don't really have any nostalgia for that character, but I've never once been mad. I've never once complained about a first party character getting announced or revealed for Smash Brothers. You know why? Because all first party characters are fair game in my book. I don't give a shit. Piranha Plant, I thought was a cool addition. Wii Fit Trainer, I know people were like, what the hell? I was like, oh, that's really unique. That's cool. Lucina, Crom, or Lucina and Robin. I had no idea who they were. They're Fire Emblem characters? Oh, that's a first party IP? Cool. All those characters are fair game. Chibi Robo, never played the franchise. If he gets announced, cool. Nintendo's characters, to me, they all get a pass. Every single one of them. Automatic pass. I don't give a shit. I'll never complain. I never have. And they're all, in my opinion, they're all fair game. So as soon as it's a first party IP, there's no complaints coming from me. There's no disappointment. There might be a little bit of disappointment as far as the excitement, but does the character look cool? I'll be disappointed if Byleth plays bad, like Bayonetta, especially in Smash Ultimate. I was disappointed that because people could fucking glitch or cheat, not really cheat, but exploit her moveset, that they had to nerf her so hard that she's barely playable. I'm disappointed that she's not better. But that's the kind of disappointment I might have with Byleth or any other future characters. I would have loved Lara Croft to be announced. That's the other thing. I'm right there with you. I was when he said this is a super secret. We kept this top secret. There's not a lot of people at Nintendo know about this character. I'm thinking, oh shit, the leak. There's no way the leaks are right then. Who could this be? I got excited. Robert got excited in his live reaction. I'm not gonna lie. At that moment, I was starting to get giddy at the possibility. It could have been, like I said, Lara Croft or, Rayman. Not that would have been exciting, but the possibilities was exciting. And I understand that that is exciting. And then when it's shown, it's anticlimactic if it's not what you want. Donkey made a video today about, let's give him the character nobody asked for, and then brought up some random character. Like, no, 3 people asked for that. We got to give him the character nobody asked for, and then showed Byleth. And it was funny, but if you don't like the Fire Emblem series, but how many characters in Smash are from franchises that you really like? Like, King Dedede is a pretty cool character. I'm not a huge fan of the Kirby games. Captain Falcon, I was never a huge F-Zero fan, but he's a cool ass character. As far as in Smash, he's got a really cool, unique moveset with the Falcon Punch and all that. There's people that don't like Metroid, but probably don't stop them from enjoying Samus in Smash. I've never played a Pokemon game. I could give 2 shits about Pokemon. Charizard in Smash 4 was a pretty cool character to play as. God damn it, I got an eyelash. So I would say just judge the characters on how they play. I mean, do what you want, but judge Judge the characters on how they play. Villager, I'm not a huge fan of playing as Villager. To me, it's just not my style. So he's, and I didn't care. Like I wasn't excited about Villager, but um, he plays pretty bad. So I can be like, oh, he's a lame character in Smash. Like I'm not like, oh, he's a lame addition because he's Villager. I'm like, no, he's a lame addition because of how he plays. That's how I look at it. I know other people are gonna look at. And then there's 6 more coming, and like Sakurai said, like Vincent pointed out, the decisions are already made. The 6 have already been decided. And I'll talk about my thoughts on more characters, which I mentioned in the beginning. I don't want any more. I don't think we need any more. So, I'm good with the roster as is. There's already enough characters. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is more people crying when the next character isn't anything amazing. And didn't they say this is going to go into like 2021? And it's like, if it's like late 2021, that's going to be coming up on 5 years of the Switch's life. I just think that's too many. I think that's unnecessary. But, I'm not mad about it, but I just think it's unnecessary. And I think by the time the last character comes, it's going to be so late. It's like, do we really even care? I'd rather have you be working on the next Smash Brothers for the next system, or I'd actually be happy if they just take Smash Ultimate and it's like an ongoing game. Unfortunately, Nintendo would charge us another $60 to play it on the next system. If it would just continue, if you own it on the Switch, and hopefully, if it's another hybrid, you can just plug in Switch games and play them. But imagine if all the 6 are Fire Emblem characters. That's not going to happen. But here's the other thing: Sakurai works his ass off making these games, right? He had issues with trying to get Smash, the 3DS and Wii U versions done, where he was having problems with his hands because he's just playing nonstop. And the dude works his ass off. But you watch that video, he's cracking jokes. It's really entertaining. It's unique. It's quirky. And he's having a good time. He enjoys his characters. He said all 5 of the DLC of the Fighter Pass 1 are close to his heart, or how do you phrase it? Like very personal to him. If you enjoy Smash, you have to respect Sakurai. And if you respect Sakurai, hearing how he's really happy with these 5 characters, why it should just end it right there for you. Any issues, any crying should just stop right there. Sakurai says these are very personal characters for him. Just shut the fuck up and be happy. Like, quit being so entitled. To me, that's just very, very spoiled, entitled mentality I've never had. I'd fit right in with both Pokemon characters and the DK crew. Are we talking about Rillaboom? Yeah, I mean, I don't like Pokemon, but if the first character is a Pokemon character that's really unique and has a cool moveset, fine, like, cool. Like, I don't understand. Like I said, first party characters are all fair game. All, like, you'll never hear me complain. Unless it's a clone. Like, if you're going to have somebody pay for a character, that's where I'll say, if you brought a clone, let's say they brought, let's say Daisy wasn't out, and they're like, oh, DLC character out of these 6, first one's Daisy, and she plays just like Peach. Okay, then I'm going to complain, or then I'm going to say that's bullshit. You can't charge people for a clone character. That I would agree with you on. So, it's not just black and white and all this. You can't just you gotta I look at every character separately too. To me, Joker is the only character in Smash Ultimate that wasn't already in Smash, out of all the new ones, that just doesn't belong in the game. I don't give a shit that he represents, quote unquote, represents the Shin Megami Tensei series. He's a Persona character in basically a Sony exclusive Persona 5 on the PS3 and PS4. Getting Switch, I think Switch is getting a Mushu style game. Joker does not deserve to be in Smash. He doesn't have the legacy. He doesn't have games on a Nintendo platform. Well, there's Persona 4Q on the 3DS. I guess maybe he was in that. Not enough. But as soon as Sakurai said he loves Persona and he feels, and he wanted him in the game, I just accepted it, you know. But if you want to look at it, yeah, I said, Snake was already in there. I think um, Snake's more deserving because the Twin Snakes was on the GameCube years ago and got Metal Gear Solid 3 on the 3DS. So he's been in a couple major games on a Nintendo platform, whereas Joker hasn't. And then just Joker turned out to be a lame character, in my opinion, to play as. He looks really cool. His design's really cool. But as far as the third-party characters go, Snake's the worst, in my opinion. All the other ones, I really don't have any issue, like Pac-Man or Mega Man, as much as Sonic hasn't, in my opinion, really ever been in a great game. He's been in a lot of games, has a lot of history. I'm fine with him. Just don't bring Crash Bandicoot. To me, you start talking third-party characters, and you want, like I said, individual character by character. You want to talk about. You can't just put a blanket statement for all characters. So to me, Crash Bandicoot. Oh yeah, he's got the legacy, like I just said, Sonic had. But his games were all shit. I don't know. That's obviously my opinion. Like, they never controlled great. They never had anything on Mario as far as controls being a full 3D game. They never did any of that stuff. It was just, it was all hype. It was all like the marketing, and Crash Bandicoot to me would be where I would like draw the line and be like, you know what? If you're gonna put Crash Bandicoot in this franchise, like I don't even want to buy the next game, because that's how strongly I feel for that particular character. But I have a personal vendetta, I guess, against that character ever since the marketing of the first game, where they stand out in Nintendo headquarters talking shit, and it just always pissed me off. And then the games turned out to be crap. So for me, even though they have the Insane Trilogy and the Team Racing on Switch, I would just never want to see Crash. And plus, Activision's a bullshit company with all the microtransaction bullshit they've been pulling on their games, releasing games released without it, and then they just add it in after the fact. So that would be one third-party character I'd just be strongly against. Like, yeah, I don't feel Sakurai would put him in there. Maybe if there was pressure from Nintendo, I don't know. I think Sakurai has 100% authority. As long as the deal he says he makes the decision and they make the deal, they make it happen. So while I don't think really there's a need for 6 more new characters, and by the time the last character comes out, I think we'll be looking at the next Nintendo system on the horizon. But at the same time, there's new excitement about 6 possible characters. Will Rex or Pyra and Mithra be in there? Will Lara Croft, if they're going to have a third-party character or a character from ARMS, So there's always that excitement. So each character reveal, there's excitement, but then there's also disappointment. For a lot of people, there's disappointment. For a lot of people, it's their dream character. I'm sure there's fighting fans, old school fighting fans who saw Terry Bogard and probably got tears in their eyes. Like, just like with Banjo, or longtime Dragon Quest fans in Japan when Hero gets announced and shown, Yeah, and Mario and Sonic, that did turn into a friendly rivalry, and it was just, they like grew up together. It was competition, but it was almost like brotherly competition, where Crash was just like, I don't know, it just always rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I hope Sakurai liked Nier games. One Xenoblade Chronicles X character, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the boat has left the port, or the train, whatever the phrase is. I think the ship has sailed on Xenoblade Chronicles X character. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I love that game. It's my favorite Xenoblade game. Maybe if they ported it to Switch, would have ported it to Switch, and it was like really popular. So, you know, and the other thing about the 6 new characters is just having something to talk about on the podcast and guessing what the characters are going to be. And somewhere, I should have grabbed it, I have a list where we made of our character predictions. I'll have to find it for the next podcast. And a long time ago, we made our character like top 5, and we ranked them. I know. I don't think any of them. I don't think we guessed any of them, honestly. He loves platinum games. Okay, well, 2B. I mean, I have no problem with 2B. I didn't play Nier. I played it as her in Soul Calibur 6, and I mean, she's one of the best like designed characters, out there. She's got a really cool design. Somehow it's cool without looking forced cool, like, oh, they're trying too hard. It's just she looks badass. She's sexy as hell. With the eyes covered and the platinum hair, the white hair, it's a really cool look with the black like skirt dress thing. It's a really cool character design, so I would be fine with that. People got spoiled with third-party characters being announced. Yeah, I mean, I think most people expect it to be a third-party character, but obviously they made this decision a long time ago. It takes, I don't know if it holds true, but he once said that it takes about a year to decide a character, to get the design down, get the moves and all that. So, but anyway, that's where I stand on it. If you're watching this and you're mad and you're typing away, oh my god, it's so stupid, blah 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 blah, I don't even care. I probably won't even respond, because it's like I said, it's just entitlement. It's just spoiledness. It's like, I mean, you got this great game, this amazing game with so many characters, and you're gonna cry because you didn't get a character you wanted. Like even Retro Death. Oh, it's another sword character. It's not another sword character. This character has so much more than just being a fucking sword character. It's like Robin is not a sword character. You can half his moves are a sword, but then he has all this magic. It's a completely different character than Marth or Lucina or Ike. Like Robin plays nothing like any of them. Corrin plays nothing like any of those characters. And I think Byleth looks like another character that's not going to play like any of the other Fire Emblem characters. Plus, the design is fantastic. I mean, it's 10 out of 10. I mean, as far as the design. And the moveset looks really fun. Can't wait to smash fucking Donkey Kong's face with Byleth's axe. Or I'm probably trying to get every KO with the sword, because he always complains about sword fighters. It's like there's so many non-sword fighting characters. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is, but there's just a lot of, especially Japanese characters. They just a lot of swords in those games. And I don't even have to justify, like I said, I don't have to justify Fire Emblem's popularity with Three Houses doing so well and being a Game of the Year contender. I don't care about any of that. It's a first-party character. It's a first-party IP. It's fair game. That's how I look at it. So, anybody got any other questions or anything? Did anybody buy the Fighter Pass, like, based on Joker? Like, right away? Did you buy? Like I said in the beginning, I can't remember if they announced the Fighter Pass before Joker. Yeah, Retro is very... he gets on these tangents about weird things and doesn't let them go. And it's just like, and the whole like, oh, we already have 7 Fire Emblem characters. We only have this many characters from this series. And it's like, you think you could pull another F-Zero character out of your ass to put them in Smash? Like, no one would know. Well, I shouldn't say no one. Clocked It and Ms. T and a few other people would know who this character is. But you can't, there's no other characters from F-Zero to bring. You could maybe pull one character from maybe Crystal or something from Star Fox, but the Star Fox characters all play almost identical, How many more Mario? Like, oh, there's this many Mario characters. Oh, we need more Animal Crossing characters. You already got two. Or you're gonna have Tom Nook. Like, I don't think there's certain series for our franchises where you don't have any other fucking. There's not any other characters to really pull. Like Kirby. I mean, who else are you gonna pull? Waddle Dee. Like seriously, Donkey Kong. I mean, yeah, you could have Dixie, or Cranky or Funky, but it just doesn't make as much sense. Like as Zelda, there is who's left? Impa is him? Yeah, because we have Sheik, Zelda, Ganon, Link, a bunch of Links. Um, you could have from the new game. You could have one of the champions or something. Astral Chain character. I mean, the main characters don't have any character though. It's like if you select the male, then the female character, your character says nothing, and your sister does all the talking. If you selected the female, then your character has nothing, and it's a weird choice. I think Astral Chain, the design of them would be cool, and the legions and stuff, but as far as the actual characters, I don't think they have enough personality. But yeah, Midna would be. I've always thought Midna should be in Smash. But getting back to the whole ratio thing, I don't look at it that way. I mean, you can't have another Ice Climbers character because there is no other characters. You can't have. How many more Kid Icarus characters are there? I didn't even know Palutena, who she was. I know Kid Icarus, or whatever his fucking name is, Pit, and they got Dark Pit, which doesn't make any sense to me. But it's just, yeah, I'd rather have fucking what's Wind Waker Zelda when she's a pirate? What the fuck's her name? Starts with a T. Call me Ms. T right now because I can't fucking remember. It's not Tessa. Whatever her, like, she'd be cool, but again, I just want unique characters. Yeah, you could be another Xenoblade character. But you can't have, Earthbound, not get another character. Pokemon. I mean, there's enough characters, but if there's a cool Pokemon, Incineroar is awesome. So, I mean, I'll take another great Pokemon character. But, is there a Metroid character left? No. You're going to have a Metroid in the game, but that don't make sense. So, it's the whole... You really can't use the argument of representation because I think if there's a series that just has new characters all the time, like Fire Emblem, then you could always have a new one. Like the next Fire Emblem game could more than likely is going to have another character for Smash, So, what was that question I saw? Is their third pillar they make from Fire Emblem Heroes? It's their third pillar of mobile games. Yeah, I mean, Fire Emblem Heroes is what they're most successful. Pokemon Go, they don't get all. That's not 100% Nintendo. Tetra. I almost said fucking Tetra too, and I was just like, it doesn't sound right. But Fire Emblem Heroes, yeah, like I said, I don't have to justify the popularity of Fire Emblem. Like I said, as soon as it's a first party character, I'm fine. You say keep crying. I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being disappointed. That's part of it. That's part of the fun and part of the reason we talk about characters. You can be disappointed, but don't fucking blame Sakurai and be mad at Sakurai because you paid for something without knowing what it was going to be. Not talking to UT specifically, but the people that took the gamble. And I mean, there were so many possibilities, and just like I said, be mad at yourself. But yeah, if you're not excited about a character, you 100% have that, voice that. Like, that's fine to me. But don't berate Sakurai. Don't send him nasty tweets and act like he's like doing something wrong. I mean, he's picking characters. Obviously, there's legal or there's especially the third party characters. They have to make a deal with the owner of the IP and stuff, so there's a lot of work that goes involved. But every character they put out of this 5 have been unique. They stand out versus the rest of the Smash roster. And there's going to be somebody's main out of, like Terrell was really good with Terry Bogard. I don't think anybody really plays as Joker, but Banjo's good, and yeah, you can't get pissed with Sakurai. I mean, that's where I'm really talking about. Like, I've seen people attacking Sakurai, attacking other Smash fans. That stuff to me is just childish. It really makes the Smash community look petty and like spoiled brats. I mean, you got the best fighting game probably ever, the biggest fighting game ever. You got all these iconic characters, and you're gonna cry. Oh, it's another sword fighter. Like, yeah, you have the right to, but at the same time, shut the fuck up. That's how I feel. And again, be mad at yourself if you bought that shit. So, Lightning's choices are 2B, Siegfried, the protagonist of Astral Chain. So you don't even know their fucking name. Rex, Pyramithra, and probably Shantae. I mean, there's 6 though. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wish list. Yeah, I mean, people would have been happier with Rex. I mean, it would have been, but at the same time, like, not that this is justification that, but if you look at it, if you're talking about more people would have been happier, but more people bought Fire Emblem Three Houses, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, but I think more people would have been happy with just Mithra and Pyra. They don't have to play the fucking game. Pyra and Mithra have kind of grown beyond Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and they're known for their characters more, even more than they are known for in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely have some appeal outside of people who played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But so I don't know if overall people would have been happier, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Fire Emblem Three Houses is actually possibly outsold Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I don't know. But like I said, I don't really care about it's another sword fighter thing, because I do like using the sword fighters, but I also like using Wii Fit Trainer and Ryu and Zelda. Like, so to me, it doesn't even register, this whole sword fighting thing. Another sword fighter, that doesn't register at all with me. And Rex would have a sword, but I actually would rather have. I would rather have just Pyra and Mithra without Rex. To be honest, I don't really like Rex as a character. I don't like his design. It's probably the weakest design overall character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, in my opinion. Except for some of the other blades, the rare blades. But Arms, I don't know if Arms sold more in Xenoblade 2. I think what was Arms at 2? I think Xenoblade and Arms are really close. I mean, we're in a pretty small part of the 15 plus million people that bought Smash, and we're all pretty hardcore Nintendo. So I think we live in I think we're in a bubble where we know Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like, in our, in this group of people, like, if you know Terrell, you know Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you know Shadow Fox, you know Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It was my number 2 game of 2017. I mean, I like the game. But I think out of the 15 million plus people that have Smash, I don't know that Rex would have been... I don't know if Rex would have moved the needle any more than Byleth, honestly. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't know. Like, I can't just confidently say that. See, I don't know if you got here when heard me say, I don't really get the whole, well, this franchise already has this many reps in it idea, because Fire Emblem always has new characters every iteration, whereas a lot of Nintendo franchises just use the same characters over and over. So I mean, there's not many other new characters. You're not seeing new characters in the Metroid franchise, or Zelda did have some new, that would be one I'd be with you if you said, like, fucking what's her face, Urbosa from Breath of the Wild, something like that. Um, I would have been, I'd be with you there. Is like more people definitely going to know that because that game sold like 13 million or something. Um, yeah, a lot of people didn't know who Terry was. I mean, you can't deny that because look at the reaction. A lot of people didn't know who Terry was, but now they know who Terry was. He's a pretty cool character, and fucking Terrell's a beast with him. And I don't think he's ever played a game that has Terry Bogard in it, or if he did, it was very briefly. And he's really good with him. So I think at the end of the day, the character comes out, you play as the character, and you like the character. To me, it doesn't matter what franchise they came from or what weapons they're using. I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was real close to hitting 2 million. Um, and what else was I gonna? I had one more point. I know new Terry. Um, shit. Is when I was talking about Terry, I come up with Banjo. People were just fucking nuts for Banjo, but I mean, yeah, I'm not playing randoms all the time, but even in our group, Banjo just kind of, yeah, he's okay. I think that's kind of the consensus. Playing as him, he's okay. Like he's not like a standout, I don't think. It's a great announcement, super exciting, but the actual character you're playing, the actual end result, just like Bayonetta for me, I mean, nothing will ever beat Bayonetta getting announced. It was on the peak of my Bayonetta 2 love. You know, it was my favorite game on the Wii U at the time. And they announced, and oh my god, that's so awesome. And then I play as her, and I'm like, I can't win with her. I don't really jive with her moveset. I don't understand why her guns shoot up at an angle. And I just don't love her character in Smash. I really want to. I wanted her to be my main. It just didn't happen. So even the most exciting character you could possibly think of for, in people I'm talking to, think of that character for you that's not in Smash right now. Whether, for me, it's Lara Croft would have the most impact as far as, wow, that's an iconic character. I don't think she'd probably have that great of a moveset, to be honest with you. So, that's I'm trying to look at it from like every possible angle, and I've been vocal against a lot of stuff Nintendo's been doing. You guys know me. If Bluntsy ever is watching this, the Ibsters or whatever was saying to Clocked It when he was complaining about if Pikmin 3 gets ported to the Switch, he said he's going to rage, because he just had enough and we should have Pikmin 4 by now, And he's like, oh, Ibster's like, oh, don't turn into a Terminator juice, get all negative. So I'm usually the one calling out bullshit. I am not afraid to call it Nintendo for being lazy, being greedy, releasing old games for full price like they're new still, 6-year-old games. I'm not all about that. That's some bullshit, and I'm going to call them out for it. So, you know me, but here I am, the guy, like, telling people to calm down. There's nothing to really complain about here, that's just how I feel. Like I said, it's fine to be disappointed. You have that right. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just telling you how I look at this and why I don't care. I don't care if the next character is a Fire Emblem character. I just don't really care. If it's a great character to play as, that's all I care about. If it's a cool design character, I do like my female characters, so that has some influence. If it was just the male version only, I might be like, that's a little lame. I like having the option. And Ruby said, do we really need Dante? He's just another Smash Bayonetta situation. Well, I think Dante being a sword character, plus having his just cockiness and his, I think he'd play different I think he'd play more like Cloud, actually. So I think Dante would have been definitely a splash. Dante would have been, you watch the footage from the Nintendo World Store or whatever, the reaction would have been huge. Dante would have been a huge announcement, but he might not have been a great character. So you never know. I try to I never get that excited anyway about any of this stuff. If you ever seen the movie Equilibrium, without having to take a drug for it, I'm basically the main character. The whole idea of that movie, my highs are never that high, but my lows aren't that low. I stay, in a spot like this. Yeah, I don't have this super excitement that some people have. Way here off the charts, but I also don't have the super downs. And so I never get that excited, but I never get that down, especially with Smash characters. How about Dr. Wily or Dr. Robotnik? Dr. Robotnik is probably one of the dumbest character designs I've ever seen in a game. It's in probably definitely my top 10. Maybe I should do a video about that. I hate Captain Falcon, kind of not as much as I used to, but there's video game characters that I just genuinely don't like the designs of the character. Rex is one. I don't love his design. I don't hate it, but I just don't love it. Dr. Robotnik to me is one of the dumbest looking characters in video game history, especially the 3D iteration. I just absolutely don't like that round body with the thin legs on a couple of the iterations of him. But Dr. Wily, I played Mega Man 2 back when it came out. So, also I don't have that nostalgia for, there's already, most of these games are already fucking in the game. Most of these characters are already in the game. Like, there ain't that many characters left to get excited about that are possible, That's, I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I think Lara Croft and Dante probably, maybe, even a Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil 2. It's my game of the year. It's my number 9 or 8 game of the decade. But I'm not going to jump out of my chair for Claire Redfield, Like, to me, there's not really a character left that fits that Bayonetta. Bayonetta was the peak. Let me think of another one. Like, Pac-Man was really cool. I thought Mega Man was really cool, even though I'm not huge into the games. Thought that was a cool announcement. Pac-Man announcement. I didn't expect him to look good, and I didn't expect him to be fun to play as, but he turned out a really good character. So I just don't know who's left, really. I think at this point, almost all the A tier characters as far as popularity, like I said, Dante's pretty popular, but not like Devil May Cry is the biggest huge franchise out there. Ryu Hayabusa, that would be cool. For me, that it would be less impactful because he's already in a fighting franchise. He's already been in 6 Dead or Alive games, so it takes a little bit out of it, just like any Soul Calibur or any Mortal Kombat character. They've already been in a bunch of fighting games, so to put them in another fighting game, I think takes a little bit out of it for me. So original Resident Evil 2 beats the remake. In what way? Like, maybe your nostalgia tells you that, but yeah, and I enjoyed the original Resident Evil games back in the day. I liked the remake on GameCube. But if you asked me if you had to play one game, you could never play another Resident Evil, you had to pick one. You have to pick the original style where it's the fixed camera and half the time you can't see what you're shooting at, or pick a behind the shoulder, aim with your gun, target limbs. It would be that, hands down. Like, yeah, Ryu and Ken. Street Fighter was definitely the fighting game I played the most, growing up and stuff. So I have a lot of nostalgia for them, but at the same time, I wasn't like jumping out of my chair for them. I just think, oh, that's cool. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to another fighting game character, but Ryu Hayabusa for me, the Ninja Gaiden games definitely part of gaming history and stuff. The Xbox remake or reboots, I think the first one was amazing. So yeah, he would be a cool character. No, don't get me wrong, but you prefer the old. You prefer not having. I don't know. I just prefer third person, aiming my gun, shooting them in the kneecap so I can run by them, getting headshots. Like there's no way I'd ever prefer or say, oh, Capcom, quit making these remakes with 3D game engine. Why don't you just make another one where it has the fixed camera where you get to one, get towards the edge of the screen and it switches to a completely different angle type of stuff. That was cool back in the day. The GameCube version was amazing, but I'm good. I'll take my Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2, and hopefully Resident Evil 3 over any of the other Resident Evil games. Yeah, Kasumi from the DOA. Like, there's cool characters, definitely. And Ryu and Ken come from fighting games, so yeah, there's a precedent for that. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do another one. From DOA though, who's the most? I think who stands out the most? Christie was kind of a big top. I have to look that up. I have to look up the raw. It's been a while since I played DOA 4. That's for sure. And this is going to be unpopular opinion here, but Dead or Alive, the movie, is definitely a guilty pleasure. It's one of my favorite video game movies. Dead or Alive. There's a band called Dead or Alive, by the way, from the 80s. Now, Kasumi was the first one. Ryu's third. Tina's the one I was thinking of, but yeah, I mean, she's probably the top one. Again, I think we're just Chun-Li. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get the whole, well, we already got Street Fighter representation, but if you want a character that's just unanimously well known from a fighting game, I think Chun-Li is probably the most. Chun-Li would be right there, probably with the Mortal Kombat, with like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Just as far as popularity and people reacting, knowing who they are and being excited just by how big of a deal it is. I think Chun-Li's pretty popular. I would love Chun-Li in there, and like I said earlier, I don't care about over-representation from a single game. I think Chun-Li would play completely different and bring something new to Smash. But yeah, I'm just keep repeating myself. I mean, I'll judge a character once I get to play as that character, and I haven't spoken on this yet, but I'm definitely not going to buy the Season Pass 6 or whatever it's called beforehand. If the first character comes out and is amazing and I have to have it, I'm just going to buy the character. I'm not going to buy the Season Pass because I'm not going to be one of those people complaining when the rest of the 5 characters are lame ducks to me or something. I'm just going to buy the characters I like, pass on the ones I don't like, and just remember, there's only so many characters that are left, and also we're already at 80 plus characters, so Mortal Kombat don't get any representation since Smash is mostly a JP type game. I mean, I'm guessing Mortal Kombat gets played in Japan. Let me look real quick. Let's see how Mortal Kombat 11 did. So let's see, is it going to be spelled with an X? Or is it 11? The number. You never know with these fucking. You got to be just right with VG charts too. Of course, they don't have any. Let's go with the PS4 version. Just see if they have any Japanese sales numbers at all. So I really don't know. I mean, I guess it probably isn't. Yeah, there's no numbers. I mean, but apparently Mortal Kombat 10 sold like 10 million copies, so it can't all be. I care about over-representation from a franchise when their weapon and character designs are interchangeable. I mean, like I said, if they made a clone character, if Byleth was just a clone, I would be with everybody that's upset. Like, as long as the character's unique, doesn't bother me if it comes from a franchise that already has a bunch of representation. I think that's I don't know how else to explain it. It just doesn't bother me. That's not a factor really. Another sword fighter is not a factor, because we got Joker's not a sword fighter, Banjo's not a sword fighter, Terry Bogard's not a sword fighter. Um, who's the other one? Hero's a sword fighter. So, but he has all these unique moves, all these magic and stuff. 2B, she uses sword and gun. So yeah, again, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna end the stream. I just don't care if they have a sword, if they have fists. Like, I just don't. It just doesn't even. What's up, Donnie? About to end the stream. Thanks for joining. But yeah, it doesn't even register with me. And maybe because Smash I'm kind of new to Smash with Smash 4, now Smash Ultimate. But I mean, I love Wii Fit Trainer. I really love Lucina on Smash 4. I haven't played her as much on Ultimate. I like Cloud. I like Zero Suit Samus. I like all these characters, and it doesn't really. I don't even think about it. Oh, this person's using a sword like that. It doesn't even cross my mind until somebody says something. I really like playing as Pac-Man. So I like a variety of characters. Just some I play as, and it just speaks to me. Like Incineroar, it just works. For whatever reason, I can just use them, and I'm good with them. And then I'll use. What's an example of a character I just like? Bayonetta, and I just suck as Bayonetta, or tried fucking dude from Pikmin, suck as him. Like Villager, I suck as Villager. Suck as Isabelle. Rosalina, I could not get good with Rosalina. There's just characters that just instantly click, and characters that just don't work. I like Ryu. I think he's pretty good. But I wish I was better with him. And then at the same time, if you put in time with a character, you're gonna get good. But yeah, I just hope Byleth is just fun to play as. The moveset looks really cool. I like the different weapons. I like characters with counters, so it looks like she has a counter. I didn't watch the whole video. I'm going to wait till the day that the character gets released. I'm going to watch the whole, so I know the moveset. So if I watch it now, I'm going to forget. But yeah, I think been going on long enough, hour and 12 minutes or so. I guess unless somebody has something in the next 20 seconds that I can find something else to talk about. I pretty much exhausted this whole Smash discussion. And again, if you feel differently, it's fine. I'm just giving you guys my opinion and how I'm looking at this. And all could change. The next character they reveal could have me eating my words. It could be, if it's Crash Bandicoot, I'm gonna be fucking raging. I'm gonna be mad. How could they bring such a undeserving piece of shit character to Smash? I'm gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad at Sakurai. I'm not gonna tweet and call him out and shit. But that would be a character that I'd be totally against. He'd be unique. Maybe come up with a cool moveset. He's not another sword fighting character. He's not from Fire Emblem, but I don't care. Crash Bandicoot, to me, I just got a vendetta against Crash, and I'd be mad. I definitely wouldn't buy him, and I'd be fine, never owning him. And if people bought him and I play against him, whatever, I'll happily whoop his ass if I can. But if Sakurai picks characters he likes, and any Nintendo first party character, I'm 100% fine with. I have no issues with first party characters, whoever they are. I mean, Sakurai liked the game, so he did what he wanted. And I mean, I think if they didn't allow Sakurai to make the decisions, he probably wouldn't even made Smash Ultimate. I don't know why you want to add me, Rule Breaker. There's no reason to add people on the Switch. You can't message them. You can't send them game invites. There's no reason not to, but I don't add people, because the few times I've done Smash, I was on the Discord, I just said, here's the code. You don't have to be on my friends list to join the arena. and I don't play really anything else online, so there's really no reason um, to add friends on Switch. I mean, yeah, I've added people because I just assumed with the online we'd get some stuff where we can actually use your friends list, and there's no reason to. So, unless you can convince me there's a reason that I need to add anybody else on Switch, join the Discord if it's about playing Smash, because that's the only place I'll see that anybody's playing Smash, because there's no way to see it while you're playing your Switch, especially if your Switch is turned off. There's definitely no way on any system to get a game invite if you're not on the system. So if Nintendo does something with the friends list, I'll start adding people again. But I'm just kind of anti building up my friends list for no reason on the Switch. Well, Iwata did let him run loose with it from what I remember. He has a good amount of creative liberties. Yeah, I mean, I think he only made Smash Ultimate. It was one of Sakurai's last wishes. He knew he was dying, and he told Sakurai he wanted him to make the Ultimate Smash game. So that's what he's done. So yeah, I mean, I forgot to bring that up. I remember seeing it in his acceptance speech for a Smash won an award, and he talked about that, how Iwata I mean, it feels like you want to stalk me and see what I'm playing. I haven't been on my Switch in a month, and the next Switch game I'm gonna buy is either Bayonetta 3 or Breath of the Wild 2 at this point. So yeah, I just don't know why you gotta add me. I'm kind of protesting Switch Online, so I don't want any more not worthless friends, but I just feel strongly about not adding any more people, because I just don't think the Switch Online's worth even having a friends list at this point. So, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying, knowing that that was one of Iwata's like final wishes to Sakurai, and Sakurai loves these characters, loves the games. To me, that's all you should have to hear to be like, all right, I can accept that. I'm not happy, but at least I can respect Sakurai in that regard. So, but anyway, I think I'm out. Definitely, it's always like I hit my peak viewership right before I want to get off and end the stream, because I'm out of things to say, and that's when everybody jumps in. So, but anyway, I'm gonna end this. I've been here long enough. My cat probably wake her up. Otherwise, if I let her sleep, she's gonna be up all freaking night. So I didn't even realize it was this late. So yeah, I'm definitely out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And I don't usually get to the comments that often because I only turn on my computer like twice a week. But all right, we'll see you guys next time.